Good morning. I love the story of Abraham, Isaac, and the sacrifice, and Isaac and Ishmael, and everything in the Bible points to Jesus Christ. Everything. And many people are very questionable about the story of Abraham and Isaac. Like, why would God tell Abraham to sacrifice his own son to test him that he loves him? Like, what is that about, right? But I'll tell you, this is about a God who actually does sacrifice his own son. And the thing about the Bible is every single thing in it is a type and shadow and a foreshadow of things to come. So first off, was he 33? Flavius Josephus, the Jewish scholar, was studying a lot of things to put this together, and he was saying it was around 25. There is some circumstantial evidence and verses that say it was soon after Abraham was weaned, and some people put that at 5 or 6, some people put it at 10 or 11. But if you really read the story of Abraham and Isaac, it doesn't really mean as soon as after he was weaned they went up there, but that's just the timeline of the way the Bible's written. But yeah, the way I tend to see it is Flavius Josephus right around 25. It makes a lot of sense too, because he was older. And guess what? Okay, this is where it gets fun. Who carried his wood up to the altar? Isaac. Isaac carried his own wood. Remember how everything is a type and shadow of Jesus. Now, who carried his own cross up to Golgotha? Jesus carried his own cross. Now, who sacrifices his own son? God does sacrifice his own son. So as soon as God stops Abraham from sacrificing, what does God provide? A ram. A ram was caught in the thicket, and that was a temporary placeholder for sacrifice until the final atonement for our sins occurs, right? But Isaac being around 25 and carrying his own wood up to the altar, and how it is a foreshadow of Jesus Christ, changes the whole thing. So many people will see this story and be like, what kind of God is that? Well, the God who does sacrifice his own son, his own flesh, to pay for our sins, right? But you got to have these answers, or else people are going to be questioning it, and everything in the Bible is perfect, every single thing with the sacrifice. But think about this one too. So Jesus carries his own wood up to Golgotha, or his own cross up to Golgotha. Isaac carries his own wood up to the altar. But halfway up, Jesus gets help by another person. And what does Jesus say? Everything's a type and shadow. I was studying, I'm like, man, what could that mean? This is what I think it means. And if you have any other ideas, let me know. But it could mean, when Jesus says, pick up your cross and follow me, it could mean that. It could be a type and shadow of picking up your cross and following Jesus. And as he helped him. Can you imagine the honor of helping him do that? Because Jesus didn't have to die. He did that on purpose. He gave up his spirit. He could have called down legions of angels. This is also a reason why I feel blood sacrifices are done away with. Blood sacrifices. Burnt offerings, that's a different story. But our Messiah's blood dripped on the Ark of the Covenant, right on the mercy seat. Final blood sacrifice.